conviction for using a coffin code to cheat on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they maintain their innocence. If anything, the trial brought them even closer together.
There's no doubt about it. We lean on each other to a huge degree. You know, we are each other's rock.
Right.
Right. So behave yourself, Jade.
At their rented flat in Essex, Jade and Jeff are preparing for the birth of their first child.
I think they wear them over a nappy, and then a top over the top of that, I think. Our baby's going to be wearing designer stuff.
They had only been together for a few weeks when Jade became pregnant.
I am genuinely happy with what I've got, with where I'm going, with, you know, with obviously what's coming, so, yeah, love it.
I am. I'm very much in love. That's not good. You've got to cook the yellow bit.
Yeah, but I like it.
You get semolina. Semolina.
Try again.
Selmalona. I don't know. You know what I mean. Selmalona, semolina.
Although they are very much in love, they have terrible arguments.
Who causes the arguments, babe?
No, hang on. This is your bad points, but me a lot of the time. Oh, God, you've got a bit much in there now, haven't you?
Come on.
Jeff puts all their arguments down to Jade's hormones during pregnancy.
To say Jade's hormonal is just an understatement. I've never known anything like it. And whoever's nearest or closest, usually it'd be me that gets it. And believe me, I get it.
That is the shirt I wore on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Charles and Diana have an old-fashioned and set routine.
Good. Hubby has a beer while wife gets the ironing done. Excellent. I look after the sort of bigger issues, and Diana looks after the day-to-day running of the house.
Normally, Charles doesn't do any of that kind of thing. You know, he
Well, I do a little bit.
Well, no, I mean, if I say, Rosie's going to Guides now, could you take her? Then he'll take her, but he doesn't have to remember
And I'll
to
say
do things
where
like
to.
that.
Since the trial, Major Ingram has been discharged from the army.
Bye, Dad. Bye.
Right. Okay, this way.
Diana is taking the girls to school for the last time before she leaves.
This is the first time that I can think of that she's been away from the children for more than maybe 2 nights.
Charles will also miss Diana.
Sex. Yeah, God, I'll miss it. You won't, but I will. Yeah, that's right. I needed a top-up last night. No, it's only kidding.
Charles!
Jade and Jeff have barely been apart since they met.
Will you be able to cope without me?
I'm going to miss you very, very much. Remember to like, blow your nose and not sniff it up and spit it out the window, yeah?
That's you. That'd be disgusting.
Don't think I'll be needing my tiara, probably.
It's the morning of the swap. Diana has been told she's swapping with Jade and Jeff and is worried about their partying tabloid lifestyle.
I suppose the biggest fear is that I'm going to have to sit in a nightclub most nights till 4 a.m.
Jade too is packing. She hasn't been told exactly who she's swapping with, but knows the Ingrams are a possibility.
I don't like liars. I cannot stand liars. So that was irritating me. Again, can't stand people with chips on their shoulders.
I just wonder if this is what divorce feels like. You know, you're sort of packing to go.
No, I think divorce is probably less jolly than this.
It's right, yes. Yeah.
I ran for the bus, dear.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna go.
It's time for Jade and Diana to leave. They've promised to have no more contact with their partners until the end of the swap.
And all through my home every night, I say a little prayer for you.
I think she might struggle a little bit.
You stay in my heart and
She's so scary.
you forever and ever. We never were part of how I'll love you together. That's how it must be to live without you.
I know, it's not, I know it is, I know it is. It's the ping pong. It's the cheeks.
I have to make my own judgment when I meet her, but I think at the moment that I'm just going to have to be pretty forceful, and I think she needs to be, at times, dominated a bit.
They won't like me.
I say a little prayer.
Oh my God, Jeff's gonna have her.
Forever, you'll stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part.
Before they meet their new families, the wives have a chance to look around their new homes.
I can't get in.
Without you would only be heartbreak for me.
Oh.
My darling.
No, look who it is! It is the cheats.
Oh, my God. There's no curtains. That's strange.
God, he must have a bit of money.
Just very different. Very different.
Oh, no. Oh, this is my worst nightmare ever. I can't cook on these.
Hope that's not my ironing pile.
See, now, I don't like this cat stuff on the sides.
Gravy granules, some very lazy garlic, some mustard, ketchup,
Loads of salad. Healthy.
some crisps and some squash.
Each wife has written a manual outlining the way things are done in their home.
Yeah, up around 7:45.
Bacon and egg sandwiches every morning made by Jeff. Oh.
But he likes to be waited on hands and foot. Well, Charles, I'll cook you a good dinner and that'll be about it, sunshine.
Yeah, loading dishwasher, no dishwasher.
Well, children's tea is at 5:30. So I better start cooking, I suppose.
The location is probably not what I would choose first because I like to live out in the country if at all possible.
I don't even know if I have to cut new potatoes, to be honest. Oh, my God. Stop boiling so quickly. Ugh.
It just doesn't give me any clues at all as to the type of people who live here.
Oh, stop it. Oh, there's so much on the sides. Oh, God. Oh.
Weirdest thing I've ever done in my life. Hello.
Jeff, hi, I'm Diana.
Oh, what a poor timing that was. How you doing? Yeah, let me turn that off.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Lovely to see you. Gosh.
Yeah. Hello. What's your name? Rosie. Hello,
Yeah.
Rosie. Lovely to meet you.
This
What's
is
your name?
Jade.
Hello,
It's Hester.
Mwah.
Did Charles watch Big Brother at all?
No, he'd never heard of Jade.
You're looking great. You really are. That's
I was freezing, so I had to put a jumper on. I was...
Yeah.
Oh, God, there's
Right.
a big dog. What's your dog's name?
Simba.
Simba.
Yeah. Now, if you like, I quite often make supper, so I thought I'd make you supper tonight.
Dad?
Yes.
What do you think of the view out your bedroom?
Yeah, it's
It's all right.
yeah.
Got a bit of scaffolding.
It's something going on. isn't
Got a
there?
few skips and that.
That's right.
Jade has managed her first meal for the children. Although Charles has said he will make dinner for Jade, he doesn't seem to know his way around the fridge.
Parmesan, I hope, here somewhere. You can tell I don't often go in the fridge, can't you? There you go.
It doesn't take long for the subject of Millionaire to come up.
Very
I watch
nice
the
chap.
programme as it goes. And I have to say, Charles, I did think it was a bit iffy.
Well,
I'll be
that's-
lying if I said no, and I don't like lies.
Yeah.
I don't lie.
Well, I watched it as well, and you know,
But then, saying that,
I had
there
the
was-
same opinion.
In Essex too, there is only one topic of conversation.
When I sat in the hot seat, I can't remember whether I could see.
Because
the
you was on it,
audience.
as you've actually been a
I've
contestant.
actually been on the show, yeah.
And how did you do?
I won 32,000.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So
That was pretty good.
you knew all the answers yourself, obviously.
Yeah. Charles knew the answers himself.
Well, why didn't he just? He could have just sort of answered quickly or changed the way he was doing it.
That's not him. I mean, Jade will find out Charles doesn't stop talking. He
Yeah.
doesn't stop.
People watch it and they think, well, you know, that's the show, you know, that's what it was like. But it's not the case. The people either side of him said that they didn't notice any coughing. That tape is nothing to do with me. It is, you know, it was said in court that it did not represent what I would have heard. It is a perverse verdict in light of the evidence.
Thank you.
You go.
Oh, thanks for cooking me dinner, Charles.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. I think he did all the work.
Jade's last maternal duty on the first night is to put the children to bed.
Oh, sorry. Just a little bit. Every night you have a plait in your hair, yeah?
Yeah.
My immediate impression is that she is a really, really nice girl. She gets on incredibly well with Rosie and Hester. She hasn't met Portia yet, but I'm getting a bit worried, really, because Jade seems to be able to interact with the children far better than I can.
Mwah. No, no, sweetie. Sleep tight. Shall I pull your curtains? The high point of the day, I've had to say, the children taking a liking to me straight away. I've made a deal with the girls as it goes that if I need to cry, then I can cry on them, and the same with them if they need to cry. They're such sweet girls. Good night.
Good night.
Right, can you check on my bath, please?
Yeah.
I mean, I did talk to her about who wants to be a millionaire, and, you know, I want to know just as much as you lot probably do. But I couldn't believe it when she said that she didn't cheat and all that business.
I think what I was quite taken aback by was the fact that Jeff assumed just that it had happened, that I don't think I'd have been quite so direct with him, or with anybody for that matter, but there we are.
Whatever they did and whatever they didn't get away with, or whatever, that's up to them. My personal view is they had a good go, eh?
With a choice of Vodafone Live phones absolutely free, everyone's seeing Christmas differently.
I see a city. I see people. Lots of people. I see a man. It's your chance. Take it. Take it. Chance by Chanel. Take it.
I like waking up and realizing it's Saturday. And I like the cold side of a pillow. I like to plan ahead. I like the smell after it rains. And I like to watch my money grow. I like standard life.
You can have it all. In the Nokia 6600 phone, vision becomes reality. Nokia, connecting people.
People of America, behold the new Big Tasty. I'm up here with it, you're down there without it. Juicy beef, yummy cheese, crunchy lettuce, onions and tomato, which all adds up to one big tasty British burger. Sorry, America, but this one's only for us Brits. I'm loving it. Sorry you're not.
Filth, muck and stink. The nation has grown dirty once again and Kim and Aggie are on the warpath.
I'll tell you, young man, you're getting off your bum.
How clean is your house? Wednesday at 8:30 after Location Revisited.
It's the first morning of the swap, and Major Ingram is making the morning tea as usual. Unusually, his wife this week is Jade Goody. Charles's wife Diana is in Essex with Jade's boyfriend Jeff.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
39.
Same age as my mum, do you know that?
Do you have butter with my mate?
Yeah, but...
Jade's first job is to make the children's packed lunches before she takes them to school.
Stinks. This is the first marmite sandwich I've ever made, and I'm 21. Oh! Bye, Charles.
Right, see you later.
See you soon.
Good.
Both wives start to settle into their new lives.
Dog gonna win. Oh, it's so warm. What I do this? Carry it.
Jade says she does the hoovering every day, so I'm going to do a bit of hoovering next.
Diane, how you getting on, girl?
You have a good day?
No, I had a lovely day.
In Wiltshire, Jade is taking to motherhood. But in Essex, Diana is missing the quiet routine of her normal life.
I find that television being on all the time quite hard, particularly in a small flat where you can't get away from it.
Well, that's we have random clothes to find.
In my house, we don't encourage excessive television watching. You know, there are plenty of other things to do.
The closest she gets to rural solitude is to caddy for Jeff on his weekly round of golf. Jeff is confident he can work his Essex charm on Lady Macbeth.
You could tell from the moment I met her just how nervous she was and how, you know, how on guard and ready she was. I mean, she was like stiff as a ball, like absolutely like musical statues. But I would like to break her down a little bit. Shall I swear to aim?
I think I have got quite a hard image. I think I've been described as hatchet-faced, you know, that kind of thing. And I think people think it doesn't matter. I think to a large extent people think that I'm almost not human, that it doesn't matter.
Diana doesn't look any more relaxed after her round of golf. But Jeff has a bright idea.
Right, come, let's go and have a go in this game round here.
What's that?
I think you'll be good at it.
I'm sure I will. What's that then? Let's have a look.
Come on.
He thinks it would be funny to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Because you're here, like, surely that means that we win 32 grand.
Should do.
Because you've proved us now already.
Not the correct name of the charting Dr. Martin, is it?
And he doesn't seem to care when people start coughing. But he isn't the one being ridiculed.
I'll do that a different wash. And this is it, yeah?
Yeah.
Heavily pregnant, Jade is finding life hard as a mother of 3 and a soldier's wife.
I feel so sorry for Diane. She does this every day. Oh my God, I really do.
Jade doesn't believe Charles ever helps with the housework.
I'm sure you wouldn't come in running at Diana. I'm sure she does it all on her own. So.
Oh, no. I help out a lot. You know, we do it together, really. Yeah. No, it's good. Teamwork.
Charles is just standing right next to me talking to me, but he hasn't even thought for a second, let me get a tea towel and dry up, or let me empty the washing machine. It doesn't click into his head to sort of see that there's other things that need doing. He tries to convince himself that he does help unload the dishwasher and does help wash up and does help dry, but it's so clear he doesn't. He's like, just stop trying, really.
Charles informs Jade she has to cook Sunday lunch for 9 relatives. Then she does the worst thing you can do to an army man. She accuses him of flapping.
My time will come. Tomorrow will be a bit busy for me, so I'd rather just...
Head down and get on with it.
Yeah, you flap a lot.
Well, in
so
that case,
I could avoid
I do not flap.
You do.
And I don't flap, you know. I mean, I've been in all sorts of circumstances that have tested that sort of reaction to the nth degree.
If you want any help with veggies or something, just give us a shout.
Yeah, if I need to help, I'll ask. But...
Yeah, quite. Exactly.
And I actually think I'm a remarkably composed person.
Right. Excellent.
Actually, it's very annoying. I think it was very ill-considered, totally, well, unsubstantiated.
If I have a premature baby, I blame it on the Ingrams. Overworked and underpaid.
Ooh.
Away from her household duties, Diana should be footloose and fancy-free, but instead she feels 10 years older.
I've lost count of the times that he's referred to my age. He doesn't have to refer to it constantly. I am beginning to feel as if I'm ready for the scrap heap.
Jeff's had another bright idea. Convinced that the way to an older woman's heart is to make her feel young, he's bought her a new outfit for a night out clubbing.
Right, well, first off, let's start with jeans. Now, they are an 8. Do they look small? Jacket?
Right.
You feeling that?
Yeah.
Shoes?
Uh-oh. Okay.
No, not... They're very fashionable, and you're going to be throwing moves that you've never thought possible before.
Right.
And a hat.
Oh, not a hat.
Yeah, as much as you're nearly 40 years old, this is going to make you feel a little bit younger, look a little bit younger, but you're still going to be yourself. A lovely young lady.
Annoys me, really. I mean, I wouldn't say to somebody, well, your choice of clothes really isn't trendy or groovy or cool or whatever it is, so I'm going to buy you a cool outfit.
In Wiltshire, the march towards Sunday lunch has begun. Jade has never met Charles's family or cooked for so many people, but the catering is all her responsibility.
Oh, it's dripping. Dig my head in.
Anyway, that's the garden done. I'm going to go and crack on with next door.
Well, that looks quite nice. Got ages yet.
It's going really well, isn't it? We've got a lemon.
Got a lot of palaver.
Hello, my sister. Hello.
Hi.
How are you anyway?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you enjoying each other's company?
He flaps a lot and I can't have that around.
I do not flap. Just like
He
to get
doesn't like the
things
slice
done.
being criticism either.
I do not flap.
You're just talking gibberish.
I just like to get things done at the right time.
Because today he's actually mowed the lawn and sprayed a few weeds thinking over flowers. He actually thinks he does so much. What I am? Because I see everything.
That is not true. She overtalks me all the time.
So I have to say, Charles, you've just said that.
Calm down. Look at the calming influence.
I'm just enjoying it.
Potatoes, veggie.
Everything looks really good. Well done, thank you. I really appreciate it.
And you're still smiling?
I think it might be fake, no, it's not. Your Yorkshire pudding.
Jade survives Sunday lunch, but will a reluctantly restyled Diana survive a night out at local nightclub Pacific Edge?
Slight tilt. Oh, tell you what, Miss Ingram, you're looking well.
Thank you.
You're busting that out tonight. You look great. I'm pleased because I think that I've done all
I think
right.
you've done well.
Do you think that you look younger at all?
I have to say, Jeff, that I didn't really feel until I met you. I didn't feel that old.
Jeff is fondly imagining that going night clubbing and, you know, living the hectic life that he leads is revisiting my youth for me and that he's making me feel young again. In fact, he has said that.
Right, boys, the mission tonight is to make sure that Di has a little bit of a drink.
Yeah. Okay.
And relaxes a little bit.
Yeah.
And enjoys herself. But Jonesy, no pinching her bum.
Okay, mate. Jayla, you can trust us.
I don't enjoy dancing because I've got no rhythm.
That's fine. She doesn't need to have any. Listen, it's A for effort in this school. It's not all about what you got.
The only time I went to an aerobics class, I was sent to the back because my coordination was so bad.
We see if we can get it out of her. I think if anyone can, I can.
I never went clubbing because I don't like it. did enjoy it. It was a different experience. I don't go to nightclubs at all. Jeff's friends were lovely, really nice. I liked all of his friends, I have to say. They were very, very nice people. Jeff is very kind and considerate and did his very best to see that I had a nice time. It certainly was not as bad as I was expecting.
Jeff and Diana are growing closer, but Jade is finding being away from Jeff much harder than she expected.
I'm missing everything. I'm missing his smell, his touch, his laugh, things he says. Like the way we just walk past each other, and I can't walk past him indoors without touching him. I don't know, just I miss holding his hand, I miss sitting next to him in the car. I miss him not being here to talk to the baby like he does. To help me. I miss him so much.
Hey mama, this that beat that make you move, mama. Get on the floor and move your booty, mama. We the blast masters blasting up the drum.
Cutie, cutie, make sure you move your booty. Shake that tin in the city of sin. And hey shorty, I know you wanna party. The way your body looking make me really feel naughty. This is my world, my world!
The Matrix Revolutions.
Is it any wonder that our phones and customers have happier lives? Because at the Carphone Warehouse, our price promise means that if you can find a mobile cheaper anywhere else, then we'll give you 110% of the difference back. So for a better deal this Christmas, hop into the Carphone Warehouse.
We've got hundreds of the latest books, CDs and DVDs in our 2 for £20 mix and match. This Christmas at W.H. Smith.
Nem vem que não tem. Nem vem de garfo que hoje é dia de sopa. Esquenta o ferro, passa a minha roupa. Que eu nesse embalo vou botar pra quebrar. Sacudim, sacudá, sacudigo de bundá. Nem vem que não tem. Nem vem de escada que o incêndio é no porão. Tira o tamanco, tem citeco no chão. Que eu nesse embalo vou botar pra quebrar. Sacudim, sacudá, sacudigo de bundá. Vem, vem.
Does your bank offer you a new breed of current account? Does your bank give you an unbeatable 4.2% interest? Why don't you join the rush to the bank that does? New high-interest current accounts from Lloyds TSB.
Imagine if we Caribbeans took life as seriously as the rest of the world.
Hello, on my mobile, can you hear me? Hello, I'll put you on hold. Maybe you speak a little louder. My phone has 3 hours battery time.
That is so yesterday.
My own have a phone book. Can you hear me now?
I'm busy. Can you call me back?
I'm going hands-free.
Made with the finest Caribbean rum, Malibu is seriously easygoing.
You silly sausage! What are you doing? Can you hear me now?
Because Terry's chocolate orange Segsations come in 5 deliciously different varieties, I can't decide which one I like best. So far, I've narrowed it down to these 4. And that one.
New Terry's Segsations.
They're not Terry's, they're mine. All mine.
Life's not worth a damn till you can say, I am what I am.
Rediscover the real you with Radox.
Here I am, Joanna Moscroft, age 14.
She hasn't even licked anyone.
All I had to do was get a boyfriend, get a life.
I don't care, it's my life.
As part of the Adult at 14 season, Pleasureland, a new drama, Sunday at 10 on 4.
In Essex, it's the morning after the night before.
Rejuvenated by a young man.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
In Wiltshire, Jade is making plans to give the Major some housework. It's the halfway point of the swap when both wives can make some changes. Diana, too, is looking forward to dictating a new routine.
In our house, we watch the TV generally to watch something, and then when it's finished, I encourage people to turn it off so that it's not just on.
Is that saving electricity, or is that going back to the good old days when tellies weren't around?
Well, it's both, really.
I've been looking at things and seeing how they are, and I think that your mum and your wife, Diane, does too much on her own. Because although I'm pregnant and I probably get tired a lot more cookout, but I just think that it is a lot that she does. This household manual becomes yours, so all the things that Diane does in the day, you do in the day. But I will still carry on taking Rosie and Hester to school and walking dog in the morning because I enjoy doing that, and that's really nice.
You comment on my age quite a lot.
Oh no, I upset
you. No, you haven't upset me. I've taken it with a pinch of salt.
But
I'll tell you how we do it in my house.
Yeah,
okay.
got ya.
Is that Charles tells me how young I look. I realise I don't look young compared to you, or
But
Jade.
wait, you did last night when you dressed up in the clubber, didn't you?
Oh, did I? Right,
You looked 30 odd.
Okay, thank you.
But listen, the fact is, the reason why I mention your age, I think, is because 39 is not old. That's
Right.
what, if I thought 39 was really old, then I'd be more conscious of that.
Right, okay.
But 39 is not old. My mum's 39, she's not really that old.
Okay.
I've spotted that it's clear that you love your children very much, but you don't play with them as much as they'd like with Bradley, because I said, like, oh, what do you like? And they said, oh, Daddy to play with us more. He's never been on the trampoline since that I did.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm too heavy.
Never been on the trampoline since I did. So that is a big thing.
OK.
I thought that perhaps you could try and maybe take an interest in some of the things that I like doing.
Why not?
OK, so I thought I really like dogs, and I know that you like dogs, but you didn't perhaps know too much about them. So I've got you this book that you can have a little look at.
Who's going to pull out a little puppy or something?
You quite rightly, Charles, you look like you're 49 and you're not, you're 39. So I think, personally, you know, you don't need to sit about in a shirt and jeans in the house all day. If you work, I understand you'll be going to the office, but you don't, you work in your own house. So if a tracksuit's good enough for David Beckham, it's good enough for you.
And I thought we might investigate.
I'm getting excited.
Good. A different type of culture, perhaps.
It's the first day of the new rules. Diana is determined to change the atmosphere in the flat. To start with, no more television for Jeff.
It's me telly. What's the point of having a telly if you can't see it? That looks rubbish. Fact file, Doberman, abilities, eating, postman's hands.
In the kitchen, Diana is introducing another change, sherry.
Right, cheers to 3 days of doing things quietly.
Okay.
Right. Do you down this?
No, you sip it.
She said she wants to get a little bit of culture into my small-minded Essex brain. No, it's minging.
So you've tried it, but you didn't like it, but that's fine.
But I tried it, didn't I?
You tried it, and you did well.
If you don't try things, how will you know if you like them?
OK, now, I don't know when you want to prepare supper.
She might as well try and teach me something, and if I can't be taught nothing, then it's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, do you know what I mean?
Jade is keen to get Charles into different clothes. It's not just that Diana usually has to iron all his shirts. Jade also thinks he looks too old.
Great.
Time to ditch the 49-year-old look and get you back in looking to 39.
Get back to thinking 39.
Yeah.
Right about now, the funk soul brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now. The Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now. The Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now. 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 About now.
Hey, Jade, do I actually keep my pants on?
Oh my God.
Or did you just let it all hang out?
Oh my God.
Right about now. The Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now. The Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Brother.
Yes, Maggie.
Here's a little girl.
Yeah.
No nuts and bolts.
Diana has taken Jeff's canine studies a step further. He's helping her buy a new puppy, even though Charles has banned her from having any more pets.
Yes.
Yes.
But are you happy with Di? If you're not happy, say something now. If you have got a bitch and you're just sort of walking it and you've only got one dog in your house, it must be really difficult for it to get pregnant unless it runs off over the park.
Well, I think that in certain circumstances, dogs try quite hard to get at bitches.
Do they?
Yes, I think they do.
I've got a lot of mates like that.
I don't know. No, I've never had an unspayed bitch. I've had a bitch, but...
I'm not being funny, but was that Diane Ingram laughing her head off? Love it.
In Wiltshire, Charles has new clothes and a new role. Jade has made him responsible for everything.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
I don't.
Have flashy flunkies everywhere?
I don't.
She thinks that Diana and I don't work together terribly well, and that she believes that Jeff and herself do. I think it's a bit rich, really, because she's given me the vast majority of jobs.
Who wants a supersonic plane?
I don't.
Who wants a...
The only two things that I can remember that aren't on the agenda are sex, firstly, and secondly, walking the children to school.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
I don't.
Who wants uranium to spare?
I don't.
Who wants to journey on a gigantic yacht?
See why Diana's so fit with all this housekeeping.
Having given Diana a hard time about her age, Jeff now wants the wise advice of an older woman about his own relationship.
I think you're probably making, not you, but both of you, are making life very difficult if you are having constant confrontation, because it wears you down, it wears you out. It makes you tired, doesn't it?
I feel I might give the wrong impression somewhere along the line. We don't actually argue all the time.
I'm sure you don't.
But when we do, we really do. So that is where a mixture of being emotional, being hormonal, and yeah, having some past issues that do still haunt her to this day. You know, a mixture of that equals a quite explosive, confrontational person.
It's a fine line between, you know, kind of testing somebody and pushing them away to the point where you can't get them back.
No, she pushes me to... She has done that to the point where I've questioned everything.
Maggie!
The puppy has completed a picture of domestic bliss.
She is.
And Jeff can't help wondering about his arguments with Jade.
I see comfort in other men that have had babies. And I say, do you get grief from your missus? And they say, yeah, it's natural. But some say no. And I think, but that ain't fair, is it? That ain't on.
I think she's going to go to sleep in a minute. Oh, no, perhaps not.
It's quite an experience getting taken out of a cage and finding your new home.
Really deep down, I'd love someone else to get the grief that I get.
Right, Charles, what is it you wanted to say?
The bottom line is, I'm not really very happy with this. I cannot believe you treat Jeff like this. I can't believe that you basically give me everything to do, and then you're sitting there banging on about getting things done by certain times. You have said that you help out Jeff, you know, at home.
And you
get in there, and you haven't helped at all.
Me and Jeff work as a team, but I'm not working as a team with you when you can just work as a team with me. So you have got Diana 3 days, for 1 day, and you couldn't even cope, Charles, for 1 day.
What that manual doesn't portray is that it is firstly very flexible, secondly it doesn't
Maybe
portray...
you
just let me finish, be
respect
fair,
that
I
then.
listen to you, be fair, you listen to me.
Let me just tell you here.
Representative manual, and in
So
there...
is it false or is it true, Charles? Let's hit the nail on the head here. Is it false or is it true? Are you
That is not exact. I have people...
No, hold on.
Because at the end of the day...
And because you actually feel tired.
Listen.
When I felt tired the first day I arrived here, the second day and the third day, because you're feeling tired for 1 day. What I meant to say, oh, well, you know what, Charles,
Oh,
don't
come
worry.
on, I've helped you out
Well, I'm very
enormously.
sorry,
I've
Charles,
done a lot of Diana's jobs
I'm not
to help
walk
you,
the
so
fucking
that you
dog,
can
for
rest.
God's sake. Well done. Well done, you walk the
Right.
dog. You don't play the children. You don't do much about
That
the
is
children.
not true. You
No,
didn't
your
let
children
me.
have
I
told
had
me
to
that.
go walk the
Your
dog
children
because you
have told
forgot
me
the other
that.
day,
Your children
and you
have told me
played
that.
Cluedo without waiting for me. You
Right,
played
your children
Cluedo in
wanted
front
to
of the
play
fire.
it. Your children wanted to play
if
it.
Diana was you, if Diana was there, she
Well,
would have
she's not.
waited till I got back from the
She
dog.
didn't want to play
That was
it.
really
You know what really
unselfish
got
on
on,
your
do you know what
part.
got on your nose?
Diana would
Do you
have
know
wanted
what
me
got
to
on
play
your nose,
Cluedo.
Charles? Should we let
Why
it
do you
go
talk
on your
over me?
nose?
You're not listening.
Oh, you waffle on about it in front of every bloody millionaire. Don't you think they're sick of it?
Well, that's really going to help, isn't it?
Once upon a Christmas in a land far away, wishes came true on the 25th day. The sweet-tempered girl who was worked to a frazzle was transformed by a gown for a night on the razzle. The cold-hearted queen asked, "Who's fairest of all?" "I am," said the mirror, "but I do love your shawl." Beating all rivals, a dashing young beau came for the princess, but left with the throw. And down in the forest, a twist to the fable, there were tastier things than the girl at the table. And all too soon I must bid you farewell. With magic and sparkle, this will be an enchanting Noel.
This Christmas, whoever you are, whatever you're doing,
Normally I'm really shy about this sort of thing.
you'll find that love actually is all around. From the makers of Bridget Jones's Diary and Notting Hill.
You have this kind of problem? Yeah, of course you did. You just saucy the memes.
Love Actually.
Officer DuPont believes he's an artist because every day he sees things, like nature giving mankind a punch on the nose, or the star constellation, the plow. Sometimes he feels like he can fly, and he likes it when inanimate objects fall in love. Orange understands we see things differently. With Orange photo messaging, Officer DuPont can send images to Car 17 so they can share in his genius.
Stable. Smooth. Quiet. Test drive the beautifully built Ford Focus C-Max at your Ford dealer, and we'll donate £40 to Breakthrough Breast Cancer.
Mount Everest Base Camp, 17,000 feet. Whose idea was this? Fortunately, with a laptop powered by Centrino, Intel's mobile technology, you can see a friendly face wirelessly from thousands of places. Even if you can't feel your fingers. Intel Centrino, mobile technology.
Monday, oily. Tuesday, blotchy. Wednesday, who knows? Your skin's out of control. If it was a bloke, you'd dump him. Clearasil Total Control is a new skincare range that looks after 5 important needs of your skin, giving you control of clear skin every day.
Control. I like it.
New Clearasil Total Control. Total control for clear skin.
I'm minging, I am. Do you want me after Celebrity War Swap and I'll be talking to Major Charles Ingrams? It's not! It's meant to be C!
Major Ingram was surprised at how strongly Jade put down his attempted mutiny. But the argument seems to have cleared the air.
Things sort of started building up into a crescendo, which was yesterday, and we had this row yesterday, and I'm delighted to say that immediately after the row, the air cleared, and we both felt a lot better, and actually since then, things have been really good.
He's got what he had to get off his chest, and I got what I had to get off of my chest. I actually, like I say, fair play to him for actually having the nerve to say something, because where he's sort of been brought up in like this military sort of way and whatever, you know, I think he finds it hard to express his like feelings and emotions.
Charles has cooked a special dinner as a peace offering.
On the other hand, they might have thought, well, hang it, let's make the most of it. I mean, we can, you know, on the spot.
That's nice.
Is it? Oh, good. On the spot.
Although they still have their differences, at least they can talk about them.
But timings, we are besotted with timings in this
Because you're in
family.
the army, I suppose.
And I think that's got something to do with it. But we, you know, I'm very regimented, and I don't want to be. I'd much prefer to be far more relaxed and just focus on maybe 1 or 2 key times in the day. Yeah. Then maybe break everything down. So this has got to be done then, and then this has got to be done, then this has got to be done. It's all going to happen, and then something else comes along that you haven't expected, and that just sort of sends you into orbit because you don't know how it's going to fit into the timing.
Diana and Jeff spend their final day fulfilling Di's last ambition, to introduce the Essex boy to some high culture.
So what are we doing in the National Gallery? What is in the National Gallery?
Well, there are lots of paintings.
I didn't think you could get paintings as big as that. That's as big as the front of my house.
And Jade keeps her promise to make Charles play with his children and go on the trampoline for the first time.
I wonder if she's hormonal. That's all I can think about when I see pregnant women. I wonder if she gives him some grief.
I have to say that man is incredibly unattractive.
Isn't he? Really horrible looking. Di, do you think he's mean?
I don't know what that means. What does it mean? Because I ironed a T-shirt with that on.
Unattractive.
Is that what it means? Just unattractive?
Yeah, minging.
He's very, very unattractive.
I'll use my word.
I'm not going to use your word because I don't think it means unattractive.
It's not swearing.
For their last night together, Jade has bought a special game to help the family cope with their recent troubles.
Right, I know the other night.
Yeah.
I said we were going to put something behind us.
Yes.
And I think that you're going to take this quite, like, with a laugh. But
excellent.
If not, then not. But I thought Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Junior. So you'll be able to play as well. The question for £100 is, how many different colours are there in the rainbow? Is it 12, A, 12, B, 10, 7C, or D4? C. Well done.
Hey.
There's £100 each.
Well done.
Right, you need to read the answers as well.
Okay.
You have to say A.
A, Belgium, B, France, C, Holland, or D, United States of America. Is B, France?
Yes!
You said if he won £1 million, you want half. You wanted I half wanted of half. it. Well, he obviously didn't get it in the end, which was a rather shame.
So I've gone for C.
I've gone for C.
That's because you looked at the answer.
I didn't look at the answer.
You got it like that.
Don't you believe you're accusing your own dad
You
of
get
cheating?
£200, and so do you.
There's no loyalty anywhere anymore, is it?
But he did not cheat. He didn't. He just didn't.
Right, I'll give it to you, and then you give it back to me in 5 minutes.
There you go.
The swap is coming to an end, and Jeff and Diana must say goodbye.
One thing I'd take from Di's personality and give to Jade would be the, you know, just the security and the calmness that Di seems to have, but that only comes with, you know, being of a certain age. You've been about for a while, long enough to know who you are, where you're from and what you're doing. She's got a family, she's from a secure background.
I'm very pleased with my husband for a week. Jeff has been, he's been great. He's been really concerned about, you know, whether I've had a nice time. You know, it all boils down to who you're happy with, and, you know, he's a lovely chap. There's no getting away from it.
Charles he's nothing like I actually imagined him to be. I thought he'd be a lot worse than what he is. Completely different as it goes. I think he's just the actual role, major, like sort of just gives you an impression of someone. So I've learnt really to stop judging people before I actually meet them.
The whole millionaire case is very, very difficult to live with. But Jade has gone to considerable lengths to make me sort of see the light, basically making a joke out of things.
I've just got to, you know, I'll be able to express my feelings a lot more now than I was before, because being away from this long and actually living in somebody else's house, like acting as someone else's wife, you just don't feel right, really.
I don't think me and Jade will be arguing today. I think we'll have missed each other enough to, you know, realise that an argument is the last thing either of us want.
The couples are to be reunited at a hotel halfway between their homes.
Waiting at the altar, just wondering if she'll turn up, you know.
Oh my God, I didn't know you was here.
Hello, oh my goodness, look at you!
Not another dog.
No, it's not, it's a guinea pig.
Oh, God, have I missed you? That's not ours. Tell me that's not ours.
Yeah, it is.
You're joking.
Miss me that much?
Gosh, have we got lots to talk about? I do like the jeans in particular, and I like the jacket. That's nice. Yes.
Both wives have recorded a video verdict on the way of life they have just experienced.
There's no routine here at all. Anything can happen at any time, and I couldn't live like that. I wouldn't choose to live like that anyway, and I couldn't live like that. I mean, you know, I'm not talking a military regimented routine.
That's the lie, because that's how they live. Military regimented routine. I reckon she's got to be very patient for being with Charles, because, you know, like I've said, he waffles on a bit and they don't seem to argue.
Now, the noise level in your house I find almost intolerable, which, you know, kind of sounds a bit strong, really, but I don't like a lot of noise. And
you got kids.
I thought it was dreadful.
Because you're a snob and I'm not. No.
What are you putting a funny face for?
What funny face?
Well, because you're all slanted. Are you all right? You had a stroke?
I don't know, I could have had a stroke after watching that.
Oh, no, listen.
I could put anyone in a stroke.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I could.
After the verdict, the couples meet to discuss their experience, but Jeff is worried that Jade's hormones are about to take over.
I said, what do you think of that? And I said, I think Diane's very snobbish. No, a posh, did I say snobbish?
Stuck-up snob.
A stuck-up snob.
Have you got the same opinion?
Well, when she walked in, I
have
was
you got the same opinion?
I would have done that in the first place. So he then got on his defensive, and if he's lived with you 6 days, he knows you're not.
I think I don't project myself very well. I think I come across as maybe arrogant, maybe aloof in many ways. And I think that's a shame, because I don't think I am really like that.
You're not. It is a shame.
I'd like to be more instant with people.
What I'm going to take away from the experience is the fact that I got a little bit of culture from Di. We don't go to National Galleries with the classical music as well.
Yeah.
I would love Jade to come home and sort of, I'd like to say, right, let's listen to this. And whether she appreciates it or not, I'm not really sure.
I've actually said to you before, though, Jeff, that I actually just want to like in certain bits out of it, and there are certain things that I did like. And as for art galleries, I've said before, let's go into this place, this art gallery, as we were talking to the river.
But look, this takes us nicely round to the point, is that you've just gone on about how much you miss me and that you appreciate me, this, that and the other, but as soon as I've disagreed with you, you've gone so defensive about what Di said.
It wasn't true. You've lifted the lady for 6 days.
But that's wrong. I'll be honest, right, let's not turn this into an argument between me and you, but that is so wrong. What I was trying to do to you is say that Di doesn't mean these things that she said.
Diana too is defensive when Charles suggests some changes.
We can do things, yeah, a bit more off the cuff, which we probably used to do, if we can remember back to 15 years ago when we had kids, but...
Well, we do, Charles, but we can't say at 7 o'clock one night, right, OK, there's a good film on at the cinema, let's pop off there. And there are more people to consider, there are more people to make a decision. Well, goodbye, Jeff.
It's the end of the swap, and both couples can return to their own lives.
She's saying...
Hi, my darling.
Hi.
How are you? Give me a kiss.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Jade and Jeff hoped that absence would make the heart grow fonder, and the swap would bring them closer together. But they're not even on speaking terms.
Nothing's changed. Nothing at all. Regardless to how I've felt and what I've said, and nothing's changed.
I cannot think of anyone. I mean, there's nobody who I could swap Diana with. Nobody. I love her to bits. I really missed you. Oh, now you can say the same thing, you know?
Yeah, and I missed you too, yes. I was just thinking...
And?
Oh, and I wouldn't swap you for anyone.
And?
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
That's it.
No, there's something else.
No, there isn't.
Do you love me to bits?
I said I love you.
So glad I've got Jade back. Really missed her.
You're being sarky.
No.
Jeff, I know you've got a cheesy little grin on your face.
Jade and Jeff are now the proud parents of Bobby Jack. After a brief split, things are back to normal, and they continue to argue. Charles Ingram was recently convicted of insurance fraud. He will be sentenced later this month. But as ever, Diana is standing by him.
She is love, and her ways are high and steep. She is love, and I've been...
Digital satellite viewers can press their red buttons now to take part in a poll on Jade, Jeff and the Ingrams. Tomorrow at 9, nuts, whole hazelnuts, and an awful lot of them as one couple chase their dream in France, where there's no going back.
I do believe her when she speaks. I do believe her when she speaks.
Do you want me after 3? When I'll be with the lovely Mel C, and we'll be watching these three make arses out of themselves. Yes, we will.